In this video, we're going to talk about the 3 ways where you can save a lot of money now that your mortgage is coming up for renewal, and you want to stay to the very end where I reveal the best tip of all. But before I get into that, guys, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. If you're enjoying what I'm producing, please let other people know about it. It helps me out and it helps you out too, because I'm going to continue making this content for you. Without further ado, let's talk a bit about mortgage renewals. What are they? Well, when you sign up for a mortgage agreement in Canada, typically most people would take a 3, 4, 5-year mortgage. So at the end of that contract, at the end of that 5-year term, you have to decide whether you want to continue on with the bank, or maybe you want to shop around for a better offer. Maybe you're not too happy with the offer your bank gave you. Or maybe your situation has changed. You need to access a little bit more equity, or you want to buy an investment property. So things change in 5 years. So you don't always have to renew your current mortgage with your current lender. And we've seen a ton of news reports that are showing Canadian mortgages, there's millions and millions of them out there, that are going to be renewing in the next 2 years, in 2024, 2025, and 2026, mostly in 2025, 2026. So why is that? Well, let's look back to what happened 5 years ago. If your mortgage is renewing in 2025, that means you most likely got a mortgage in 2020 or in 2021. What was going on back then? Low interest rates. So a ton of people redid and refinanced their mortgage when rates dropped because of COVID, to take advantage of the exceptionally low rates. So there's an enormous amount of mortgages that are going to come up for renewal shortly. So we got to find a way to save you guys money on those upcoming renewals, because as we know, rates have gone up dramatically over the last 2 years. So you have to prepare yourself for higher mortgage rates. So we're going to get into those tips right now. So tip number 1 to save money on your renewal is, if the payments are high, can you increase the amortization back up to the original amount? If you started at 25-year amortization and you made some prepayments along the way, you accelerated the bi-weekly payments to pay it down a little bit quicker, and now your remaining amortization is at 17 years, can we bring that amortization back up to 25 years? And the answer is, it depends. Depends how the original mortgage was registered. We can actually transfer that mortgage. If it was registered as what's called a collateral charge from your bank, we can actually register that and transfer it and bring the amortization back up to 25 years. So that's going to lower your payment. If it's not registered like that, then unfortunately you're going to be stuck with that 17-year amortization. You can always go back to your existing bank and find out if they can increase that amortization for you. Okay, tip number 2 in terms of saving money on that mortgage renewal, and that's actually looking at refinancing the mortgage and increasing the amortization up to 30 years. So when we transfer a mortgage to a different lender, all we're doing is transferring the existing balance. We are not adding any new money whatsoever. But if we want to add some new money, or if we want to change the amortization up to 30 years, it's considered a refinance. But by bringing the amortization up to 30 years, we can drop that payment and we can add in additional funds. So if you've been carrying some credit card debts, if you've got some high payment car loans that you want to consolidate into the mortgage to lower your overall cash flow, now is the best time to do that. So we can roll all those debts into the mortgage and then reduce your payments by bringing the amortization up to 30 years. The last tip, and this is the tip that nobody really knows about or thinks about, and the best way to save money, is start looking at your options 12 months before your renewal. That's right, I said 12 months, guys. Why 12 months? If we're in a rising rate environment, like we were last year, and we lock your mortgage in for a rate at 5.5%, for example, and we hold that for 4 months, as interest rates begin to rise, you might want to take advantage of that rate we locked in for you. And you may not want to renew knowing that the mortgage might be 6.5% come maturity if we're in a rising rate environment. So there would be a penalty involved, usually a 3-month interest penalty to get out of that mortgage a little bit early, but you're locking in the rate now. And if the rates haven't gone up, no worries. Then we just let that approval expire and then hold rates again for another 4 months, rinse and repeat. Okay? So that's another great way to save money on the renewal, is actually looking well in advance of that renewal. Okay? And I just thought of a fourth tip right now as I'm talking. So I'm just kind of freestyling here, guys. What I've been seeing lately is people don't even know when the renewal is coming up. So it's super important to know this information, to know when your mortgage is maturing, because banks know people aren't paying attention. And believe it or not, banks are out there to make money on you and me and everyone else out there. They want to make as much money as possible. So what I've been seeing them do lately is they are sending out renewal offers 3-4 weeks before the maturity date of the mortgage. And they know statistically 40-50% of those people are just going to sign it back and not even think about it. Because now they're stressed. Why are they stressed? Because now they only have a few weeks to look for a new mortgage. And these people get stressed about it. So what do? They just sign the offer. They don't negotiate with the bank. They don't go look at different options. And the banks are sending these mortgage renewals out at much higher rates than even their new customers can get. So think about that for a sec. You've been with this bank for 5 years. You've paid on time. They don't even offer you their best rate right out of the gate. They make you negotiate. They make you go look around. Like, what is that? What kind of customer service is that they don't even give you their best rates? So they want to take advantage of you. They know you're stressed. They know you don't have much time to shop around, and you panic and you just sign the agreement back without even looking. But it doesn't have to be that way. Even 3-4 weeks, we can still transfer the mortgage somewhere else. We can still look at better options somewhere else outside of those banks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're talking about mortgage maturities. We're talking about saving money on mortgage renewals. So let's recap, guys. Our top, turns out to be 4 tips now. Top 4 tips. See if you can increase the amortization. Number 1, see if we can refinance the mortgage. Number 2. Number 3, start looking 12 months early for renewal options, especially if we're in a rising rate environment. And the secret tip number 4, know when the mortgage is maturing. Don't let the banks take advantage of you. Don't let the banks put you in a panicked situation where you think you have to sign their renewal because you don't. That's all the time I've got for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like and subscribe button once again. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below and I will be sure to answer them. Have a great one, guys.